Okay, folks, welcome to the top 5 trending on Robinhood. These are the 5 most popular stocks trading on Robinhood today. The first one up is going to be Ford, then GE, American Airlines, Disney, and Delta Airlines. This is the first time I'm doing this, so if you get any value out of it, you enjoy it, leave a comment below, share with a friend, like, subscribe. Let me know that you're into this. It was worthy of me spending some time and going over these charts. And also, if you want the best charting software out there using artificial technical analysis, you got to use TrendSpider. There's a link below. I get 35% off for my viewers. It's the cheapest you're going to find for the product on the internet. So use the link below. Use the discount code below. It's a brand new one. I don't even remember what the discount code is right now, but it's down below. Click, subscribe, 7-day free trial offer. Or if you become a silver or gold level member to the Contrarian Trader, you get it free. That's right, you get it free. All right, let's get to the charts. What we're going to do here is do what I normally do for members when I do the chart requests. Normally I go over the monthly, weekly, and then daily charts. I want to keep this brief. I'm just going to go over the weekly charts and daily charts. And if I feel necessary and I want to get a feel for where we're at on a monthly basis, I may check that out as well. So let's begin here with Ford, the number one trending on Robinhood, the number one most popular stock to trade of all stocks. Between that and GE, for God's sakes, you guys are supposed to be young kids out there trading stocks. You're supposed to be trading Nikola and Tesla, and you're trading Ford. Go figure. Okay, so Ford. This is a weekly chart. What we like to do here is take a higher level view, get that snapshot for where we're trending. Are we trending up? Are we trending down? And in the case of Ford, we're trending down. There's no doubt about it. So take a quick look. We'll use the automated technical analysis here. See if this helps. Yeah, that'll do it. All right, so automatically your upper bands of resistance are formed as well as your lower bands of support with a click of a button. I can also overlay here monthly support and resistance. Yeah, and I actually like the monthly support and resistance levels better, but I want you to keep note of, I'm going to set a trend line here. I want to see if I can lock this and then take the weekly off. Will it stay? Yeah, it stays. Cool. I just learned something. All right, so right now what you're looking at a weekly chart of Ford. And I'm using monthly overlays on a weekly chart because that gives me a true higher level view of what my upper bands of resistance levels are and my lower bands of support. It's a smoothing mechanism. We're always looking for smoothing mechanisms. If you're using daily charts or intraday charts to identify where a stock may be going in the longer term, you're wasting your time. You're going to lose money. You got to pull back, take a look from a higher level view, weekly, monthly charts, and we're using both at current. So you could see that every time we hit these upper bands of resistance on a monthly basis, we sell off. Now, last week, what we did is after we had broken out the prior week above resistance, this was a weekly resistance level, remind you, right? Last week, we broke back down below it. This is what you call a breakout point failure, meaning we broke out, the following week, hammered. And a lot of longs got trapped in here. That just created a brand new shelf of overhead supply. So before I entered this trade, I must see a breakout above. I don't care if I touch it. I don't care if I bounce off of it because I'm not interested. I'm not going to short it. I want to see a breakout above weekly resistance. And I want to try to time my buys as close to the end of the week as possible. Because when we close out our week on Friday, we want to take that 5 p.m. cocktail hour, have a cigar. I want to know with confidence that, you know what, that trade I put on based upon weekly price action, in fact, held the support level that prompted me to get involved with the trade to begin with. Because if you would have chased it last week because you broke out the prior week on a new weekly high, if you momentum traded, guess what? Last week, that 5 p.m. happy hour, you weren't too happy. You were licking your wounds because you broke back down below key support. Now you're hoping that you recapture that support level, and that's not a way to trade the market, daily chart. Well, before we leave here, I want to point out that our stochastics are rising, very bullish. RSI rising, good stuff. So the weekly chart here is not great. We're trending down, but they're trying to fight back, daily chart. Now, keep in mind, my dashed lines up here of support and resistance are monthly, and here's that weekly resistance level. And for kicks, what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw, and it may get too busy. If it does, I'll take the monthly overlays off. I'm going to overlay daily trend lines, and they're in solid line where you have the monthly in dashed line. And you can see that on a daily basis right above where we have weekly resistance. And in fact, the high of the day was right at daily resistance. You really can't get involved with this trade until such time as you break above and close above the day's highs. So I want to get notified of when that happens. Okay, so we'll keep it active for the remainder of the week. Now, I will point out on a daily basis, we did bottom out at a rising lower band of support using daily support lines. So right now, we're in what you call a wedge formation, and we're nearing the pinnacle, the apex of that wedge formation. So either we're going to break out or we're going to break down. It doesn't take a genius to say that. The key is, and even geniuses don't have patience, but the key is to have the patience to be able to wait for the breakout before you buy the shares. And just because it's trading above resistance at 12 p.m. tomorrow afternoon doesn't mean it's going to close there. You want to wait until that final hour of trade to ensure that you get a close above a breakout point. Don't get lured in. These suckers will lure you in, and then they'll hammer you in the final hour of trade. These suits know exactly what you're going to do before you know you're going to do it. Don't let them bait you in. The next chart up, GE. We'll do the same as we did before. Weekly chart. Let's take the monthly overlays off first. Get a feel for where we're at. Even take the weekly off. There's our clean chart. We have our Stokes, which are rising, RSI is rising, and these are important because this is momentum building, right? You don't want to buy down while these Stokes are trending down. You want to buy when these Stokes are moving up. And they're still below the 50 line, which marks the neutral level. You want to buy when they're trading above because the probability, and it's all about probabilities, of profit are far greater. Now, I'm going to overlay weekly resistance levels and support levels. That's not helping us much to help identify where we might want to get involved with GE. Let's throw up the monthly. The monthly is a bit better. I could work with it. We'll use the monthly resistance levels because I wouldn't want to buy these shares until such time as I saw that they had the strength to overcome all of the sellers above here. And how do I know there are sellers above? I know because look at these volume bars. All right? There's been a tug of war at this price point just above for quite some time now. Now, the candlesticks are also telling me, as noted by these topping tails, these wicks, shadows, call them cupcakes. I don't care what you call them, but all they imply to me is that there are sellers above and the probability of profit, pop, is greatly reduced when you go buying into that resistance level. Now, I would be interested in buying the shares down here, 5.85. I know on a percentage basis that's a pretty big move lower, but it's entirely possible. We have a market that's been shaking these past few days. Granted, volatility implied today, I went over this with members on Market Wrap, volatility did imply that we are seeing a setup for a probable move higher in the S&P 500, which should bode well for General Electric, but the risk reward is not in your favor right now. Too much resistance above. I don't like the weekly chart if I were to buy right now, and I wouldn't buy right now. Daily chart. Again, folks, if you like these videos, it's the first time I'm doing the top 5 on Robinhood. If you get any value out of it, please click the subscribe button, especially comment. I'll get back to you if you have any questions. Sometimes it takes me a day or so, but I usually get back. All right, so if you're dead set, you're going to say, you know what, Bob, I don't care what you say. I'm buying these shares tomorrow. I just need a safe risk-reward entry point. What do I do here? There's two ways to play it. One is the layup, and the layup is wait for a pullback to this lower band of support at around $6.99 per share. Nibble, and then I would add on a close above this resistance level here at 7.34. But remember, you have sellers up here as noted by your monthly resistance levels. For a short-term swing trade on a percentage basis, not a bad play. That's a fairly good profit. But to ensure your solvency, you need to keep a stop loss right below this lower band of support. So what I would do, I'll do it right now. I would create an alert here. I don't care if we touch. I don't care if we bounce off of it. I'm not looking to short. I want to see a close above this resistance level. Let's just say $9 a share is our price target. And we'll keep it active for the remainder of the week. Set and forget it. Now, if we happen to get a retest, a pullback to this rising lower band of support, let's put it at, what did I say before, $6.99 per share? Okay. So I want to see it touch, bounce. I don't care if it breaks. I'm not looking to short. I want to get notified really quick. All right. GE retest of support. Okay. Again, we'll keep it active for the week, and we're good to go. Set and forget it. Folks, if it doesn't meet my criteria, I'm not going to be sitting there waiting and twiddling my thumbs all day long. If it doesn't fire off an alert from me, I don't care. The stock does not exist. The stock must come to us. That's the discipline. The next chart up, AAL. Weekly chart. So far on the week, we're looking pretty good. We had rallied the week prior. We broke out. This was a warning signal, this topping tail, that there were sellers above. Then last week, we broke back down below resistance. So again, a breakout point failure, a bull trap. Call it whatever you want. It's bad if you're long. You don't want to see failures of support if you are long. Right now, we're flirting with an effort to try to recapture this resistance level at around, let's call it $17 a share. I like the Stokes. Stokes are rising. You have the fast line in purple, blue, whatever it is, above 50. These are our monthly resistance levels and dash line here. Let's take them off. Let's throw up weekly. Yeah. So this is the value, folks. All right. We know that we have a lot of sellers up here because what they're doing, what the algorithm on TrendSpider is doing, it's combining historical declining lower bands of support as well as up here declining upper bands of resistance. And at one point in time, this used to be a nice support level, which subsequently failed back here in February. And now it's like the Pimp Mac Daddy of where all traders want American Express to close back above. In all reality, more so here at around $24 a share. Where do we close out the day today? We closed out at $16.85. I'm going to punt for a moment and not make my call just yet on how I would play this. I'm going to go to a monthly chart. Nice W formation on RSI, which is rising. We're halfway through the month, so that's pretty good. The probability of it closing where it is at current or better, 50-50. I would need to see one of two things here. Let's go to a daily chart really quick before I speak and have diarrhea of the mouth. Yeah, I could use a daily chart for this. Keep in mind that these are resistance levels on a monthly, weekly basis as well, and they're appearing on a daily chart, so keep that in mind. All right, so these are very, very significant support and resistance levels immediately above. So if I wanted to open up a position, because remember, where we closed out the day today is a pretty far distance from where we have historical weekly resistance above. Right? So I don't want to wait until these shares close back above historical resistance. I'd like a piece of it right now. So what's the game plan? Game plan would be this. I would take my crayon out. I don't know if the daily trend lines are going to do it. No, they're not going to do it. They're already up here. I would do this. I would take my trend line out, take my crayon out, and I'd pull one of these numbers, right? There's my upper band of resistance. There's my line in the sand. So I either want to be, let's face it, I want to be greedy. I want to see a pullback and a retest of, I don't care about a breakthrough. I want to see it tested. I want to know when it happens. AAL, daily support, hit, possible. I always leave the I off. Long entry, boom. Keep it active. I think this could happen tomorrow, to be honest with you. That's incorrect. That's the upper band of resistance. I set it up at the wrong resistance level. All right, so let's try this again. Create alert. There we go. All right, possible long entry. We're good to go there. I want to see a touch, bounce. And we'll keep this active for the remainder of the week. 10 minutes. Heck, we'll allow it to happen twice. All right, also, I want to set an alert for a rally up and through this declining upper band of resistance. And again, folks, we're not sitting there looking at American Airlines, watching the green and red lights go off all day long, up and down, up and down. You fall asleep looking at that stuff. The action is in the first hour and the last hour. Everything else in between is for amateurs. Don't let them bait you in. And I would not be a buyer of stocks in the morning. Not when they're rallying anyway. If they sell it off really hard, I may step in. But not if they're rallying. Don't get suckered in. That's what they want you to do. Be greedy, but be greedy on your terms. Okay. So we'll keep this active for 4 days. And we are good to go here, folks. This is my laundry list. When these alerts fire off here, that's when I know I need to go to work. So we'll see how American Airlines performs and whether or not the shares come to us, because we will not chase them. Disney, left-wing company. Okay, so it may be left-wing, but the chart is looking interesting. And this is one of those stocks where, 10 years from now, you're going to be sitting going, Jesus Christ, Walt Disney was down at $1.17 a share, and I never took advantage of it. Same deal with Boeing and many of these other stocks, blue chips. I'd like to see if we, at some point in time, pull back and retest this support level, which has been hugging for the past several weeks. Okay. And we'll keep this active for a couple of weeks. We may need to wait. Now, drilling down to a daily chart, again, good retest of support. We've tapped this support level 3 days in a row now. It may be a bit much to expect it to occur yet again, but it's entirely possible. And these Stokes are firmly below the 50 mark, and rallies tend to fade. Rallies tend to fade, folks. So don't go chasing these shares if they popping up higher, because you run the risk of these banksters pulling the rug out from underneath you. They know exactly what you're going to do before you do it. They are playing on your emotions. Here's your channel. Here's your trading range between 118.42 and 112.55. I would be interested in opening a position on a breakout above the 118, was it 118.55 level, did I say? 42 level. This, boom, done. We'll keep this active for the rest of the week. My alerts are set. All right, last chart up. Delta Airlines. I think that what they're doing right now is that they are trying to put the fear of God into traders, and I mean the banksters, with the fear of new COVID cases spiking up. And don't let them do it to you, because there are a lot of shorts to be squeezed in the airlines, and there's a lot of opportunity. But you must allow these shares to come to you. Here's your range, 37.24 to 27.70. Where do we close? 30.50? 30.54. Let's throw over our Monthly support and resistance levels. Nothing much going on there. Let's go to a daily chart. Okay. So same strategy as pretty much what we've done with most of these trades. We want to identify a support level at which to buy or open a position, because when you open a position at a support level, you know exactly where you put your stop loss, and it's immediately below. And that way your risk reward is based upon logic, not on emotion. DAL. Okay. Daily basis. The reason why I put the time frame is because the higher level of the time frame, meaning if it's a weekly retest of support, it's more significant to me than what is a daily retest of support, and certainly much more than a 30-minute retest of support. So we'll keep this active for the next few days. And I also want to know if we break out. Keep the sensitivity level low, because I don't have much tolerance for breakouts, especially in this market environment. I want to know that we're going to close above that level, not flirt with it intraday, and in the last 10 minutes of trade, they move in and start dumping shares and they take it off the highs of the day. We've been to the puppet show. We've seen the strings here. Okay. Again, we're going to keep it active for the remainder of the week. Let the shares come to us. Until that alert fires, I don't care what Delta Airlines does. The shares need to prove themselves. All these shares need to prove themselves worthy of our investment dollars. And if they pull back to a support level and they fail to hold it and we've already re-entered, well, then they get fired when they break down below that support level vis-a-vis a stop loss order. We take a small loss because we didn't get overly aggressive when we moved into the position in the first place. We tested the market. And we'll add on strength when we know that we are correct. And with that, folks, tomorrow morning, I know it's early for many, I will be live, 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Swing Trading Today. You can join me there. You can catch the replay. Please subscribe to the channel. I do a lot of live streams. We also do Sunday Night Futures Live and Thursday Night Futures Live, and that is 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, both nights. And if you get any value out of the charting software I'm using, again, 35% discount. Use the link below. Use the discount code below. And it's free for silver and gold level members too. The Contrarian Trader. Everybody have a profitable trading day tomorrow, and be well.